Hello and welcome to the Tyne Tees Sports Special. They haven't seen many nights like this at Bootham Crescent, but York City do have a proud cup tradition, and that could be added to in spectacular style against Manchester United tonight. It's our feature game in front of a sellout crowd of nearly 10,000, but we'll also have more action and all the results before the end of the show. Right now, it's time to set up the big match. York had made a disastrous start to the season when they turned the form book upside down to win the first leg 3-0 a fortnight ago. Top scorer Paul Barnes was high-stepping to happiness when he got 2 of the goals. Dean Kiely was inspired in goal at Old Trafford to keep a clean sheet against the mighty Reds. But tonight he's in hospital, facing up to missing the biggest match of his life after a weekend clash of heads. Can the returning Eric Cantona and his Manchester United teammates take full advantage and claw their way back into the Coca-Cola Cup? Tonight's commentator at Bootham Crescent is John Helm.
For the second time in just over 48 hours, the spotlight falls on the enfant terrible. The last time Eric played in Yorkshire, he scored against Sheffield United, the last match before his infamous kung fu exploits at Selhurst Park. Cantona has persuaded Alex Ferguson that he's fit to play from the off tonight, and this is an attack-minded side, as you'd expect, with the likes of Andy Cole, Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes raring to go in the quest for goals. Out to stop them, 19-year-old Andy Warrington, who makes a fairy-tale debut in place of the unfortunate Dean Kiely, who suffered horrendous facial injuries at Hull on Saturday. This is basically the side that won national fame at Old Trafford, except for Warrington and Paul Atkin, who takes the place of Graham Murty out with a hamstring problem. The life of a referee is varied and exciting these days. Jeff Winter will be officiating a cup tie between Middlesbrough Post Office and Great Ayton on Saturday, and he then flies off for a midweek fixture between Slovenia and the Ukraine. By my reckoning, this Manchester United lineup cost £16,635,000. York City's, including one of the substitutes, cost £65,000. But who's to say what the result might be? You won't have to remind Manchester United and Alex Ferguson about what happened 2 weeks ago. They have got to lay an early assault on the York City goal. The longer the game goes without Manchester United scoring, the harder it's going to be for them. And Alan Little's message was clear to his players: just do the same for me as you did at Old Trafford. And Lee Sharp concedes a free kick straight away on Darren Williams. I think, Saint, that Alan Little is right to say that it's no good just sitting back and letting Manchester United come at them.
You want to keep Manchester United as far away from your goal as possible, and I think Alan Little is right in that one.
This is Wayne Hall. Now he's left-footed, so we assume he's going to swing this one in towards Peter Schmeichel. Pepper and Atkin have gone into the penalty area to supplement the Raiders, and Schmeichel, it was an awkward punch for him, nudged back in by Williams, headed out by Pallister. And the best early moment coming for York City. Oh, and a slip here might let in Andy Cole, just what York didn't want, and Warrington makes a save. He just got a touch to that, and the ball is scrambled out for the corner kick by Steve Tuttle, though he stayed down, and that might be a problem for the York City skipper.
Well, terrible mistake, but the conditions, you know, are very, very wet. We've had a real downpour before the game. Cole maybe should have done better there, but the goalkeeper did well. But Tuttle hits the post.
Absolutely. Andy Cole, credit the goalkeeper, it could have gone anywhere. Tuttle makes sure it didn't go into the net. Early drama then. Andy Cole with a great opportunity there for Manchester United after McMillan's slip.
When Andy Warrington got a hand to that one, John, it was I don't know if it was going in the net or not, but the big goalkeeper managed to get his hand to it.
Well, they say of Andy Warrington that he's got good technique and good temperament, which is absolutely vital for a 19-year-old coming into a test like this one.
Well, you know, in the first game, Manchester United had a young goalkeeper playing, and in the end, I think it probably cost them the game. But so a lot really depends on this young fella's nerve tonight.
Tuttle's on his feet with there's Brian Kidd, active already on the Manchester United bench. Manchester United, by the way, Roy Keane had a fitness test before the game, and they've decided to keep him on the subs bench tonight. There's rumour of him having to have another hernia operation. Corner for Manchester United. Vital for York not to concede early. And Tuttle still receiving attention from Jeff Miller as Giggs takes a poor corner. He's got a second chance to play the ball in, and that he takes, and the header wide was from Cole. He's had 2 chances in the opening 2 minutes.
Well, I think they've stated their intentions, Manchester United, obviously. They have got to take the game to York City, and after a first bad corner kick, it was a lovely ball back in there, and a good header.
Giggs' second ball a lot better than his first.
Oh, it was a lovely ball.
Great night for any manager. Alan Little and Paul Stancliffe alongside him. They've had their own cup exploits as players, but it's very different when you're sitting on the bench and can do nothing about it. Well, Schmeichel's got the sort of kick it could go from one end of the field right through to the other. Not the biggest ground in the football league this by any means, and the Manchester United players will feel a little confined after Old Trafford.
It's reasonably wide, John. I think it's about 75 yards wide. Lengthwise it doesn't seem to be too long, but it's a big enough surface, and I think the players will enjoy playing in this tonight because the surface really is wonderful.
Yes, a lovely turf. The last time I was here it was underwater, totally underwater. That's gone through, and Cole, Warrington off his line. Cole squeezes the cross in, and that's a nervous moment for the young goalkeeper, but he's got away with it for the time being. Cantona, good ball in, a great chance here. Oh, it's there, and Paul Scholes gets the early goal for Manchester United that York City were dreading. He's a terrific little striker, this fellow. Joy on the faces of Manchester United supporters. It's now 3-1 on aggregate, and Paul Scholes moving swiftly. Cantona, Scholes in the net.
Beautifully taken by Scholes, because when the ball was played in here by Cantona, who picked it out, just watch for the first touch here of Scholes. It really was very impressive. Took it past the defender and then whacked it in.
Paul Scholes with 5 goals now this season, becomes top scorer for United. Scored last week against Rotor Volgograd, but this might be just as important a goal. We were talking about just what York City didn't want and just what Manchester United did want, and it straight away alters the complexion of the tie overall. That's the problem with these 2 leg matches. Peveril now, we're just kept in by Williams. Alistair running Peveril out of it, and he's overdone it, and that will give Paul Barnes a chance of a crack at goal. It took the deflection off Steve Bruce, and a slip by Pallister. Again, the greasy turf played its part.
Well, also, I think he was a bit too casual there, Alistair. He strolled out with the ball here, and just watch the tackle going in. He just knocked it too far ahead of him. The tackle went in there by Williams, and really Barnes, should, a man on his right-hand side, Peveril, should have slipped him in there.
That's Paul Barnes, York's top scorer with 10 already this season, including that brace at Old Trafford. Hall with the corner for York City. Schmeichel, an easy catch, and straight away bolt it out intelligently. Away goes Ryan Giggs, and Cook's gone up there in support. Giggs instead switches play wide. Cole can't keep that in play. And Giggs had almost too many options, I think, there.
Well, he had the options there, but he looked to pick out Cole there, who, you know, he certainly overhit the ball, and Cole's had no chance of getting it. Well, York City didn't have much hope in the air against Pallister and Bruce, so you'd think they've got to keep the ball on the deck for Barnes and Peveril. Scholes has angled another ball in here for Andy Cole to chase, and he might have to hold it up until 1 or 2 arrive in the middle, and they are arriving, and here's a second goal surely, and it is scored for Manchester United.
And they are right back in this tie now, thanks to Terry Cook and his first goal for the club. And what a time to score it.
I think it might even have been his first kick. I mean, there's a lovely ball there in the first place for Cole. And I was saying how sharp he was looking tonight. And he left all the defenders trailing in his wake. A nice run by Giggs, the cut back there, a slip by a defender, and there was Cook with a cheeky ball.
2-0 in 12 minutes. And who would bet against Manchester United now? Giggs, Terry Cook, and a lovely time to score your first goal in senior football. He's only 19 years of age, he comes from Marston Green. He had an outstanding Premier League debut the other week against Bolton, and now he's got his first Manchester United goal. Alex Ferguson, he's not showing much happiness, is he? But I'm sure that inside he's a lot more cheerful than he was before kick-off. Well, the crowd drooling at the quality of that pass out to Beckham. Then Cantona knocks another one in onto the head of Barras. Pepper now, and he's onside here, Pepperell. And he'll swing the ball in, here comes Paul Barnes! Oh! That might be such a critical moment in the match. Paul Barnes, given the opportunity with a lovely ball in from Pepperell, strikes the Manchester United upright, and it looks as though Schmeichel got a touch.
I think Schmeichel did get a touch. That was a lovely first-time shot there, and that was a great save, really, by Schmeichel.
This would have changed the game yet again.
Oh, they badly needed a goal at this point, John, and look how close they came.
A lovely bit of football from York City. It shows they can play. Their recent form's been good. 4 wins in a row without conceding a goal until tonight. Ball, Schmeichel. And straight away again. This is where the danger is. And Giggs, he's one-on-one, and Ryan Giggs might go all the way from Schmeichel's throw. And he's going to have to leave it to Andy Cole, who tries to curl one in. And although it goes over, yet another clear warning there to York City.
Well, it was the same move they used it just earlier in the game. Schmeichel gets it, knocks it out to Giggs, and he has a run at the defenders, and it was tremendous skill. I thought possibly here the defender actually just got a little tickle on it, and then Cole looked for the chip.
What a shame for Dean Kiley to have to set this one out. They've released him from hospital just so he can come and watch the game here tonight, and then he's going to go straight back into hospital this evening. We wish him a very speedy recovery. It's the first game he's missed in about 4 years.
Looks as if he's just gone 10 rounds with Frank Bruno.
Sharp. Manchester United have lost a little bit of fire in the last few minutes. They got those 2 early goals, and since then they've not found it quite as easy. So it's still an intriguing contest at 3-2 overall in York's favour. There's good ball winning. Sets Jordan on his way. Nicely slipped out here for Barnes, who's got the confidence to take them on. And Paul Barnes still has a chance, and it's there! York City score! And what a moment! There were 2 of them in there for it. But that again changes the complexion, because Manchester United need to score 2 now.
Well, Barnes, for me, looked dangerous all night, and he come inside there, and at this particular point, when the tackle went in, I do think it was Jordan. Jordan came in and had a kick at it. Both of them together, I think, managed to put the ball in. So they get half a goal each for this one.
I think Scott Jordan's going to claim it. He hasn't got one this season. It's a great goal to get for your first, isn't it? Paul Barnes was having a little dig at it, but I think it's the right boot of Jordan that dispatches it. Scott Jordan, what a moment for him. 20 years of age, his last goal was against Bournemouth in March. This one means a lot more. Here's Andy Cole at the other end, and Warrington has his hands on this, but a free kick is going to be awarded to Manchester United here, inside the York penalty area. Obstruction, as the goalkeeper was trying to get his hands on the ball, there was an obstruction, and that is why Manchester United have a chance to re-establish a 2-goal lead. Remember, they've got to win now 4-1 here to go through on away goals. Scholes and Cantona will fancy this. It could be Cantona, chipped, saved and out. They didn't do that very well.
Well done, Andy Warrington, that was a great save. The youngster did well there.
First chance Cantona has had, and in a way he tried to be too delicate. I think he might have been better advised to smash it in.
Well, he was trying to be a bit clever here. Look, just chip it over, just dink it over the wall in the corner, and the goalkeeper read it.
Let's have a look at this goal again. That's Scott Jordan who started the move, then Barnes.
Yes, and we'll just see now, Bruce comes sliding in there. Barnes gets a break. Well,
yeah, they went to Jordan. I think they went to Jordan. Alex Ferguson's decided that that's the only place to be now, with his team back in trouble. They need 2 to win again. And if they get 2, they'll go through on the away goals rule. If Cola had scored with that one, it would have been the goal of the season, I think. Better than one of your bows with that. It's just astonishing. Sharp. And York is certainly finishing the half very confidently. Typified by the way Macmillan chested that ball down and goes on. Not typified by the final shot, but he's not a goal scorer. He's not in there to do that job.
I think they came out very nervous, John, in the first sort of 15-20 minutes, and Manchester United really caught them cold then and got a couple of goals up. But since then, you know, they've really played well, York, and if they go in at half-time 2-1, I think the manager will be quite satisfied with the performance.
Well, there's some real method, there's some neat approach play from York at the moment. They're not overawed anymore. And it's half-time at Bootham Crescent. We've had the first 45 minutes of the cup tie of the season, and the scenario is still perfect. Paul Scholes, in the first few minutes of this game, gave Manchester United the lift they were looking for. Terry Cook added a second goal with only 12 minutes played. But then Scott Jordan, with a considerable assist from Paul Barnes, has really hauled York back into the match on the evening. York trail 2-1 tonight. Remember, they still lead 4-2 overall. Half-time here, York 1, Manchester United 2.
Alan, what are you saying there at half-time?
Be tight, we'll be solid for 20 minutes if we can. They've hit us early doors, haven't they? And they've got themselves, give us a great chance of getting back in. But the goals give us a great opportunity. Next 20 minutes is vital for us. If we can survive that, we've got a great chance.
Thanks, Alan. Cheers.
The message is clear from Alan Little. Do not show Manchester United too much respect and be tight. They were not tight in the opening 20 minutes, but my word, how York City have come back into this match tonight. An undignified scramble by Peter Schmeichel, who sees the funny side of it. Saint, do you agree with Alan Little's assessment?
Well, exactly. I think, John, we were saying that in the first half. United came out and I think they were very nervous, York City, in the first 20 minutes, and I think the occasion sort of got to them. But you know, after losing 2 goals, they came back and they've really played well.
And to be fair, you can see them getting more goals the way they've played. That's a difficult ball for Andy Warrington, and he's slipped, and it might yet come to Ryan Giggs to blast one in, but straight into the crowd.
Well, that's what you don't want, is mistakes like that, John, in the early minutes of the game. And I mean, it was a terrible mix-up, wasn't it? There was a ball back to the goalkeeper, not a good ball at all, never gave Andy a real chance there. He slips and the conditions are bad. The ball falls across the pitch there to Giggs, and really, that wasn't far away.
Millen slips it down the line. Williams into the foot of Peveril, and still Nicky Peveril races into the Manchester United penalty area, tries to apply pressure on Pallister, does a good job again.
Another good attack by York City, and they really are putting the passes in now, John. They're looking far more confident.
Manchester United certainly have a big job on their hands yet. They're 2 goals behind on aggregate, and York are attacking them with verve and purpose, and Peveril again does a great job. Here's a chance at the back stick. Oh. was headed down by Jordan. And Manchester United in a little bit of disarray there at the back. That's a brilliant header out of defence, straight to Peveril again. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Manchester United make a change before long as Cantona tries to angle this one through for Cole. And Hall. Beckham couldn't get there before Atkin put the ball out of play. Paul Atkin playing a bit further back in this half. Manchester United are trying to make a substitution, and it's the scorer of their second goal, Terry Cook, who is going off. In fairness, he's not really got into the game a great deal tonight. Now it's Roy Keane, another international coming on, so the value of the team soars again. Giggs, long, just away in time by Tuttle, with Steve Bruce behind him. Well, that shows how seriously Alex Ferguson and Manchester United are taking this competition, bringing on Roy Keane when there's talk of him having an injury and perhaps a need for an operation shortly. Shot on goal here, and it whistles wide. Not by a great deal from the man who's only just come on, Roy Keane.
Well, I saw Keane before the game, a good half hour or so before the game, having a fitness test, and it was obviously decided he wasn't fit for the 90 minutes, but they brought him on, as you say, John, because it is serious now.
Neville just about keeping the ball in play. Beckham. Keane very much the link man here. So Cantona. Haven't got very far yet. Now it's into the foot of Giggs. Lovely touch from him. Scholes, Cantona, Cole, and Andy Warrington. Very easy save. And Andy Cole really hasn't sparkled much in the second half.
Well, it really hasn't been getting much of a service. I do think that Manchester United are just trying to over-elaborate a little bit. You know, they're looking for the extra pass, they're looking for the little flicks in the back heels.
Peveril, he's got goal side here, and there's a man Barnes in the middle if he could just find him. He's held it up intelligently. That was the other option for him. Now Pepper might go and have a crack at goal. Well, he's got into the penalty area, and it was York who over-elaborated that time. Manchester United was certainly caught out.
Well, they are getting caught out on the break. There's so many Manchester United players staying upfield. Cantona.
Great tackle on him. Keane knocks one across there, rested down, and you could see the frustration on Paul Scholes' face over a far side when the ball didn't get to him. And even more now as Tuttle runs it away from Andy Cole. Important phase of the game this. If York can hold out for another 10 or 15 minutes, Manchester United might well begin to panic. Even a team as great as them does do in this situation. Scholes now, who started the night so brightly for them. Cantona! That was a good try. Maybe on another night it would have gone in.
Lovely bit of skill there from Cantona on the volley there. Got himself side on and woof, just across the face of the goal. Just didn't quite get the angle right, but I mean, he hasn't done much tonight at all, but you can see there that if you give him half a chance.
And, they're going to make another substitution. This time they sacrifice Lee Sharp. And they will bring on Philip Neville. So the two Neville brothers in the side together now. Alex Ferguson again is on his feet in the dugout next to Alan Little. There's Little on his feet. Ferguson's just sat down again, but he was looking at his watch and pointing to the player saying, come on, look, there he is again. How long have we got? Not very long to stay in the competition. Is it really going to be York's glory night? They won't mind losing on the night if they win overall, that is for sure. Gary Neville. Fine ball, picking out Cantona. Good header from him. Cole into the area. Turns well, gets the shot in. Side netting.
That's the kind of thing he does ever so well, isn't it? He can turn in very tight areas, and you know, he's got a quick trigger, gets the ball in. Nice ball from Cantona here, just laid it into his path. Nice header. Cole battling for it, turns inside, and there's a shot. He's terrific at that.
Keane, a lovely first-time ball, but it's going to bounce over the top of Giggs, and it's that sort of little incident that makes you think maybe it's not going to be Manchester United's night.
Well, things maybe not going for them, but I think, as I said in the first half, John, you've got to work hard to make things happen for you.
Cantona to Giggs, and he let the ball run away from him, so Beckham thumps one in. It got a touch, it's a corner. Well, maybe the worst thing to happen to Manchester United was to get 2 goals early, because it's lulled them into a sense of false security, perhaps. They thought it was too easy.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. Let's see if Giggs can find a blue and white shirt this time.
That's the best corner he's delivered, and it still went on to a player in a red shirt. Not once has he found one of his colleagues. He's just not got the height on these corners. There's plenty of height there from Bruce, who's going to be up front as much as possible now. Cantona. Dangerous ball, but Tutil's met just about everything in there. He's had a very good night, and York have had a great night. There may be 2-1 down, but the fact they're leading Manchester United after 90 minutes of one game and 70 or 80 minutes of another one, it's a great record. Schmeichel. Nicely kept in. Cantona. He's taking his time to get past Jordan, and the nice back heel. Keane. If Manchester United do get one, mind you now, we're in for a terrific last few minutes in this game. Cole. He mustn't give away a penalty, and here's a chance for Scholes, and he's got that goal. Scholes is second. Well, he's lethal from that sort of a range, and you've just got the feeling that something had to break sometime.
Well, they got that little break that you were talking about, John. You know, Cole with his back to goal again, gets a turn, but they'd won the ball back here, and it just fell nicely for Scholes. You know, he's on the edge of the box, and he got a slight deflection as well, and the goalkeeper made a despairing dive for it, but you'll see he gets a little deflection here, and in the corner.
So second goal on the night for Paul Scholes, 6 for him now this season. It's 3-1 Manchester United, it's 4-3 to York overall. How critical might that one home goal be? And they won't care who scored it.
Now they've got to dig in. York City have really got to concentrate now, the remaining minutes of this game. I thought there before they were getting a little bit slack, and they've been punished for it. Now they've got to dig in. Everybody's got to work really hard.
They've 9 minutes to hang on to that precious one goal that they've got. Of course, the onus is still on Manchester United. They still have to come and get one more goal. Well, he thought it was slipping away a few moments ago. Cantona slips that one out for Giggs. Imminent danger again to York City, and Scholes is in! Oh, so close to a hat-trick. So it really is all happening at Bootham Crescent. Dramatic finish to the game.
Well, this is going to be nail-biting time here. Scholes actually probably a better chance than the earlier one. You see as he gets played across there, he's right in front of goal. All he needed was a clean contact.
Jordan, intelligent pass. Williams does the right thing too. How well he's done for a teenager. And how well Peverill's done there, named as man of the match, Nicky Peveril. Well, they've got to concentrate in defence here. That's okay for Warrington, only just. Cole coming in on him. Warrington took a full boot, I fancy there. And he's all right. Great relief. And what a great roar will go up around Bootham Crescent if York can hold on now. I'm going to keep you in suspense. We don't know how long there is. Here's Barnes. Oh, he was almost in behind Pallister, and that would have been a crushing blow to Manchester United. They reckon they lost £6 million going out of the UEFA Cup last week. They stand to lose a bob or two more if they go out of the Coca-Cola competition tonight. But it's not all over yet for Brian Kidd and Alex Ferguson. They do have a throw-in. They need a goal to take the tie into extra time. Gary Neville. Bruce plays the right ball for Giggs. Everybody's in there, and it's going to be too far again.
Giggs again, a bad ball. How frustrating when this lad with all his talent can do things like that. I mean, everybody's in there. All they want is just a little ball in there so that somebody can go in and have a challenge on it, and he just knocks it big.
It's ironic because every other one he's hit in tonight has been too short.
Well, he's hit all the corners to the near post.
And the York fans are singing for all they're worth at the moment. And Paul should be able to deal with this all right. He does. That's where all the anxiety is. I never think there's any disgrace in being beaten by anybody, but it does stick with the club for a long time when they are beaten by one of the lesser lights. And Manchester United may just have given themselves too much to do in this second leg, having lost the first 3-0. One of the great cup shocks of all time in the competition. It's not over yet. Keane knocks one in low. Oh, it got trapped up in his feet. And that would have been a shocking way for York to have conceded a fourth goal. They're still here, United. And a nudge there, and referee Winter awards the free kick. And typically York are going to make a substitution right at the end here, just to take the steam out of the situation, and you can't blame them for that. And they'll bring on Paul Baker, who's seen it all before. He's been around the Football League scene for several years. Hartlepool, Carlisle, Gillingham, and he comes on for what could be a very glorious last couple of minutes.
And he's taken Paul Barnes off. I don't know why, because I mean he's run his socks off. Paul Barnes had a great game.
Well, that may be why, Sainton. Baker is a front player. Maybe they don't need another defender. Peveril again chases, even though it's a lost cause. Schmeichel plays it out. All eyes on the referee. He looks at his watch. And we have moved into time added on. Is this going to be another of those great footballing nights? York City have beaten the likes of Aston Villa and Arsenal in recent years, but this would be seen as the greatest scalp of all time for the Minster men. Neville's got no option but to play it back, and he does so disastrously. Peveril could really finish it now, and it's behind the goal. He really had the chance to make himself an all-time hero, and Ferguson knows it, Peveril knows it. We all know it.
Everybody in the ground knows he had two players up alongside him. He just needs to knock it square to them. Watch this, look at that. All he needs to do is square it there. Oh, what a chance.
Gone for the glory, and it means that Manchester United have one last chance. Mr. Winter looks at the watch again. Neville crosses one deep. Headed back into the danger zone. It's away. And that's good enough for York, and that's a nice little bit of skill from Paul Baker. And Peveril's got another running chance down the other touchline, and Bruce slides in and wins the ball well. Oh, come on, Mr. Winter, shout the York fans. Giggs stabs it in. McMillan's just got to put this out of the ground. Throw in for Manchester United. Suspense to the end at Bootham Crescent. But Alex Ferguson's men, beaten in the UEFA Cup a week ago, are now on the verge of going out of the Coca-Cola Cup. And what a roar they will be if York City knock them out. Pallister was up there, it's out from Tuthill. Up goes Schmeichel again. He's got to do it. It's desperation now for Manchester United.
He's given the throw in the other way, I think. No, it's not. It's a substitute coming on for York. Goodness me. The tension of this ground is incredible.
The heart is really pounding, isn't it? They take off Peveril, who's run his socks off, and he gets a big pat on the back from Alan Little. Here comes Glenn Naylor. Well, surely not now. Manchester United are so close to going out of the Coca-Cola Cup, and that is it! Famous, famous night indeed for York City. Of the second division, they have knocked Manchester United out of the Coca-Cola Cup. Applause for Alan Little and for the York City heroes. But desperation for Alex Ferguson and Manchester United. It's York's night. Tuttle, the captain, it's the greatest night of his footballing career, as it has to be for all of these York players, none of whom had ever played against Manchester United until 2 weeks ago. They did the job at Old Trafford with a 3-0 success which stunned the whole world of football, and they finished the job tonight despite losing 3-1 here, and you can see how disconsolate the Manchester United players are. They gave themselves too big a mountain to climb, and the 19-year-old goalkeeper Andy Warrington will long remember his debut in senior football. The fans swarm onto the field, and it's marvellous to be a part of it. Let's go down to Nick Powell on the touchline.
Well, Barnes, you can't beat a night like that, can you?
Oh, it's brilliant. Obviously, we conceded too early on, which made it difficult, but we fought back brilliant, got ourselves back in it, and we've ran our hearts out. The crowd have been brilliant in here.
What did you say at half-time?
Just kept back doing what we did at the end, you know. We started turning them around and getting down the sides, and we caused them problems.
You nearly scored the goal yourself, or did you score the goal yourself?
I'm putting claim to that. Me and Scott don't really know. We'll have a look at yours tonight and see who you think.
Small celebration tonight?
Oh, big celebrations.
Well,
big style.
Thank you.
So scenes of jubilation, unparalleled scenes I would think at Bootham Crescent. York City have completed the job. They have slain the giant. It's York City 1, Manchester United 3 on the night. It's York 4-3 overall. York go through to the next round. Manchester United go out.
To be honest, if it was a league game, I'd have been very disappointed. It was a one-off, you know, to lose 3-1. And the way we played as well. I mean, I wasn't really particularly happy with the way we played. But it wasn't about that tonight, was it? It was about getting through. As I say, for us it was a scrappy affair, but we and half worked hard for it, and give them credit for that.
After 15 minutes, you must have feared the worst.
Yeah, the surprises actually, because they went very big, and they went direct, and they went big on the diagonal, and they caused us all sorts of problems. Then they went 2 up, and they seemed to stop doing it, you know. We got the goal, which, and for me, after that, they died off a little bit. But they pummeled us last 15, and we just got away with it.
Did that goal change your half-time talk?
Yes, it did a wee bit. It was a lifesaver for us, wasn't it, really? I just thought it was never going to end at 2-0. I thought there's going to be 3, there could be 4, and we'd have been out of it. But, you know, we've got a goal, and I think that pegged them back again. I look at Man United, and when they concede, at the moment, they seem to be sagging back a little bit. And that was the breather we needed.
Just delighted for the lads, fantastic. I mean, I've discharged myself from hospital. I've got to go back at 10 o'clock, so get me face done, but fantastic for the lads, brilliant.
So you've not had the op yet, obviously?
No, I went in and they had a look at it and they all winced and said we'll keep him for a couple of days. But like I say, I wouldn't miss this. I was going to sit there and listen to it on the radio, and I just sweet talked to a few nurses and just walked over the bridge and come and watch it. Like, so wouldn't miss it, fantastic. Everyone was unbelievable.
How were you? I was told you wanted Newcastle United.
Newcastle or Aston Villa, that's what I want. Don't want much, do I?
Well done.
Cheers, thanks.